Hey everybody, so today's project is learning how to color a concrete floor inside your house. So if you're like a lot of us, you've got a basement that maybe has some space that's unfinished or has a raw concrete floor, and we're going to teach you how to color and seal this floor on your own. It's a pretty easy process. What we're going to be showing you is this material, the Surecrete Eco Stain. This is a product that's in a concentrated form that you mix with water on site and spray over the surface. So we're going to go through the basics of surface prep, applying the color, sealing, and then applying a protective wax coat over the top, which is something you can maintain over time. So you can see so far, we have a floor that has some interesting variation in it. The cool thing about this stain is that that actually is going to pick up and transfer through the stain, which will be really cool. So we've protected the walls with plastic and tape. With that being said, we are going to get started on some floor prep and take you through the process. Okay, so our first step is to get this floor clean. So it's been swept, and the guys that built here did actually a pretty good job because it's not too messy. But one of the things when you're putting down a transparent stain is sometimes there's things that are in this floor that you don't see until the floor is actually wet. So we have just a good old traditional mop and bucket here and just some clean water. So I'm going to take my mop and just kind of look and see if there's any surprises. And so I see right here, there is some glue here. So we're going to come back and get that cleaned off. But it's just really a good idea to start off by getting the floor damp. This will pick up any surprises. So our next step now is going to be to take a small palm sander and basically run over the surface with a medium, like an 80 grit sandpaper, and just clean up the pores of the concrete, open it up, and then get rid of any of the junk. And then we'll be ready for our next step. So as you can see, I've lightly dampened the surface before I've taken my palm sander and sanding disc to the floor. This will help keep the dust down and actually make the sanding process a lot more efficient as the water helps lubricate the surface as you're sanding. Just work over the surface quickly until you get everything off that you can see. The next step now is to spray on Surecrete's SCR, which is a 3-in-1 cleaner, degreaser, and etcher. And the most important thing we're looking for here is to create a light surface profile with this material. We've diluted the product 1 part water to 1 part SCR, and just in a circular motion spray it over the surface. Next step is to take a stiff bristled brush and scrub that surface down so you really work the material into the surface. After thoroughly rinsing the floor, now it's the time to have some fun and put down the Surecrete Eco Stain. So what I'm doing here is I'm working in a small closet area to test out my colors. So I'm going to spray the surface of the concrete down with a light mist of water, again to make sure that that stain really can penetrate down. Now I am taking our colorant, which we've mixed with 3 parts water to 1 part concentrate, and I'm spraying it down in this area. So when you have the luxury of doing a sample, it's really important to do that. So you make sure you know what your color is going to look like. So you can see now that I've got the closet sprayed out with the stain. I'm just misting it with a little bit of water just to make sure I get some nice movement, which you can do to create some variation. And once I'm happy with that, I'm just taking a heat gun here to settle in the stain and make sure I like the tone of the color. Once you've determined that you're happy with your color, you can proceed with finishing out the rest of the space. And when you're done, you'll just need to let the stain completely dry before the next step, which is applying the protective sealer. Okay, well, we are to the stage of the project where we're going to put the first coat of our protective sealer down. And the product that we're going to be using is the TK Bright Seal water base. So this is a great material that will produce a shiny glaze over the surface. It's nice because it's a 1-component material, so you don't have to worry about mixing anything up. You literally pour this into your roller tray and then apply it with a standard 9-inch roller. So we're going to get going on that, and you're going to see a transformation from the floor now, which you see has the nice color. It has the movement and variation that we talked about in the previous steps. Now it's going to darken it up and really enhance the color and give it a nice shine. So we will take you through this final step and see you on the other side. So the best way to apply this product is to make sure that you roll in 2 different directions to take out all of your roller marks.
and apply a nice even coat of material over the surface. You can see here that it's pretty easy work, and as soon as the first coat is dry, you can go ahead and apply the second coat.
Okay, well, we are about at the finish line. We have one step left to do. This is actually my favorite step. This is applying the protective floor wax on top of the sealer that we've applied. So we put 2 coats of our water-based sealer down. Now we're going to put a sacrificial surface on the floor. And you might say, what's a sacrificial surface? Well, it's actually a product that you can maintain over time. So if you're like me and your kids and dogs are running around and raising heck on your floor, you don't have to worry about resealing it. You can actually reapply this product. So this is a single component water-based material. Again, easy to apply. You're going to put it on with a microfiber applicator. You can get these at the big box stores. You might already have one and use them on your regular floors for cleaning. So we'll show you how this goes down. So basically you put a small amount of material on the floor, you pour it out. I'm going to go in the closet here, work my way out. So I usually will pour out about that amount of material, and you need to get your applicator a little bit saturated with the product. And then it's really just as easy as this. So what you're looking for is a nice uniform coverage. You don't want to leave any puddles or any lines of floor that are dry and not covered. And with this product, you can put on lots of coats. So over the course of a year, you might do this a couple times, maybe a little bit more, depending on how much traffic you have on the floor. The clients that I used to do floors for would usually have me come back once a year just to spruce up the floors. You can see here it's providing a very thin glaze, so 1 gallon of this material will easily do about 1,000 square feet. So we'll put the camera down and get back to work, and that'll be the completion of our project.
So as you can see, the Surecrete SureFinish goes down quite easily and will keep you in charge of your floor looking awesome for years to come for you and your family.